guy joins. Wait, this is noob, right? No. It is always a scam. Oh my gosh, are people capable of readying up? Yes, I do not want to play against that guy for some spec. No, he readied up. No. Gosh dang it. I have a 2 Chev on my team, and the other team has 2 silver Chevs. Oh, never mind, everything just changed. What is happening? Finally. Oh, it's this map. I have like PTSD on this map. You ever seen a 10 metal node?
No.
There's one in my lobby. Actually, there's 2.
Please choose your starting location.
Holy freak, the metal is kind of crazy on this map. Do I go tanks?
Battle started. On this map, wind is not good for energy production.
Oh my gosh. Big fan. Have a good one.
Low power. Aircraft spotted. Low power. An allied commander self-destructed.
Alrighty.
Battle paused.
How is your game going?
Battle started.
Incredibly easy.
All those normal player games have made them easy.
Yeah, like playing against a barbarian AI is like a joke.
Mm-hmm. It's good. It means you're getting better. Remember when they used to touch you guys?
Hmm.
Enemy commander destroyed.
Well, that was bald. I'm never doing that again.
Wow. Okay, it's 1v2. Okay. Dang, teammate. Touch him, holy cow. Do you see what yellow or green's doing?
Up with this commander.
Yeah, he's like calm pushing. Look. LLT this, solar.
Resolar Star Guard.
It's got 10 kills.
Just 1v2ing and absolutely decimating.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish Cortex had good T2 units other than Fiends and Sheldons. And I guess there's Arbiters, but like nothing like the freaking the Gunslingers and Armada.
Dude, gunslingers? They're like my new favorite unit right now.
They're so broken.
Have you tried them out?
No, not yet.
Dude, they're fun. I literally clapped new lobbies today with them, like
T2 unit detected.
it wasn't fair.
I tried the Paratrooper unit out in my skirmish, and like they're incredibly boof.
Yeah, I don't know what they're good for.
Absolutely nothing. They cost way too much. They're stealthy, which is like okay. And then they can build stuff, but it's super limited, like walls and beholders, and that's it. And like little planes. I think that guy has 2 comms.
We've received
He
new
does.
units.
Dang. Wait, where did he get the other?
He took our teammate. Who was it? Okay.
Oh, I see.
He gave me a gunslinger. Do you see that? Oh, it's over, Brendan.
Why?
Look what I have.
I'm so there's so much stuff to look at.
I'm microing it like crazy right now.
Oh, okay.
An allied commander has died.
That Dragon's Maw should not have that range. That was kind of dumb. When will they learn?
They don't, Brendan. That's the secret.
It's so disgusting.
Sorry, I had 10 kills.
Armada just has so much versatility.
Yeah. Tactical finesse.
Oof, Yellow pushed up farther.
Oh, my flying turret be doing work. nice little rush you got there.
We both thought he was him. Or leave the aggravators alone.
Low power.
Silly things. Tricks of birds. Oh, those can bring it up.
An allied commander has died.
Dang. This went a little harder than I'd like to right there. Holy piss. No, no.
Sad day.
It's okay, I'm messing up their shoulders right now. I can't see them, but I know they're there.
Yeah. Your arbiter straight touching things.
Enemy commander destroyed.
How did you get those past?
I was eating them.
Your pawn lured one of their bombers and it just bombed their base.
I saw that. Comedy. What? Oh, razors. That's hot. That Razorback's gonna kill so many things. Actually, it's gonna die. The freaking... That's embarrassing.
Tactical missile launcher detected. Air transport detected.
Grunt OP? Yes, bomb brothers.
Are you just walking them past everything? It's actually insane. They're all bald.
I don't know, but I've touched their middle player sufficiently.
T3 unit detected. You've received new units.
May the spam continue. SMGs have so much power. Those things alive.
What did?
Lasers.
Uh-oh.
Radar lost.
that door.
An allied commander has died.
Wow, my metal's being zucked up.
There are 1,300 units on the field.
I don't know what to do. Guess I'm gonna do the only thing I know what to do. Do I walk demons or nuke into their base? Which are demons?
Demons are probably your better bet.
That's what I was thinking. Oh my gosh.
Hero is building Ragnarok.
T3 unit is ready.
He does not have an eco for that.
Who? Archon?
Yeah,
What?
Johan on the left side is the light blue player. It's at 47%. The game might be over by then. That right side is an absolute bloodbath. It's insane.
Mine? The side I'm on?
Yeah. Like the side that red is feeding into, there's just so much happening.
Yeah. I gotta get a lot of tier 3 ready though. Just gotta try and smoke long enough. Trying to eat all this metal.
Titan detected.
Whoa. This metal field is insane.
Battle paused.
Green orange. Give me a moment.
Kill started. Long-range plasma cannon detected. Juggernaut detected. Enemy commander destroyed.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. The kills that thing is getting.
What thing?
The flamethrower on the bottom. Or the demon that's in their base right now.
Oh, 37.
That was like instant too.
Oh, his rag is up in 1 minute. That's crazy.
Long-range plasma cannons are targeting your units.
We need more energy converters. My 5 is not enough. Just about 7 seconds now, my second weakest.
Oh, 15 seconds. I've actually never seen a rag fired.
In like a game.
Yeah. You know, the game's been going on too long when you have a rag up or a calamity.
Or, 3 doors right there, 4 doors. Oh, there's 2 drugs.
There's and a third one coming too.
Oh, there's one. Look at that.
Long-range plasma cannon detected.
Holy. Their brown player is mad pinging your demons.
Burn,
You're streaming, aren't you? No.
Oh, I am. Good. Hashtag cancel culture. Oh, that's crazy.
Oh my gosh, you just wiped him out.
I did a single.
I mean, that's fine. He doesn't have any more eco.
Tactical missile launcher detected.
This team can't really spare it.
No. God. That might be game.
Yeah.
My team freaking couldn't pull together.
The air player has he's done nothing for like the last 25 minutes.
Yeah, I can't counter that many breaks.
Yeah, no, that, yeah, that's just.
Holy cow. That Sheldon ball is insane. Dang, if only if I had gone a little bit far. If I had like 5 more demons, I might have actually been able to get to the back.
Battle ended.
That's kind of a big sad. Get me out of that gay lobby. What is this?
I feel like this guy's cheating.
Ain't about to get farmed on this retarded game changing. I don't have it in me actually. Never mind. I don't wanna. I don't wanna go through that. I'm freaking tired. Do you want a 1v1? We'll
Why
do
not?
a no rank. We won't make it ranked. Just for fun.
All right.
No hard feelings. You can choose the map as well.
Me? I don't know maps.
Um,
Just something not trash.
do you want a big, small, medium?
Um, medium to yeah,
Medium to small.
medium to small. I would say.
Okay. No, not that one. So something like... Oh, actually, this might be fun. I know one. It'll be a learning experience for us. Where is it? I don't remember what it's called, but I know what it looks like. Ugh. It's a water map.
Oh, interesting.
Get to do some navy. Alright, hop in here.
Oh,
Piss, I'm tired, dude. I need to find my wife. I just found out that I'm gonna get kicked out of BYU housing
oh, really?
in like a year and a half. Yeah, I'm getting too old. They just changed it.
At least you got a little bit of time.
Yeah. You know how depressed it makes me though when I see a bunch of kids that are like 30 years younger than me, married, happy, having sex every night.
Please choose your starting location.
Crazy sentence, I know.
They show you what. Okay. Oh boy, almighty.
Yeah. It's all good. Um, just remember boats are metal, extreme.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to go T2 in boats.
Battle started.
Especially in a 1v1, you're probably not gonna go T2. I mean, you might be able to, but I would just be careful. And the res boats, like the Lazarus equivalent for water, are
Mm.
extremely powerful. You get a lot of bang for your
Yeah.
buck. Oh, this is fabulous wind.
Yo, Win, what if we weren't gay right now?
I mean, it affects me too.
Low power. Hmm. Boats are so expensive. Just going Navy is brutal.
Yeah, it is. This is so scuffed.
I'm fine. Makes me feel any better. I'm just there, right there with you.
You know how rude that is?
Incredibly.
Little huddle.
Man's building a bot lab. Oh, you're eating it. Ah yes, we play the LLT game. You have two LLTs. I can't push that. Do, do, do. How's your island?
Kind of sucks, not gonna lie. But
You got it. I mean, I have a little bit of it too, but you have more of it. The demons in your fridge are screaming.
what?
Your oven's beeping or something.
Oh, my rice. Hold on.
Battle paused.
You back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Battle started.
Hit it with the pause.
We hold pause.
You're lucky I don't have the brain power right now to play super aggressive. I am poor.
Look, I don't have the brain power to play Navy at all.
I'm what they call a porker. What's going on over there? I see 3 windmills. And 2
Uh-oh.
LLTs.
You don't see anything.
They are seen. Oh, I'm retarded. I just about self-detonated my commander to get metal. That would have been a big sad.
would have been just awkward.
Just would have been a GG, I guess.
Oh,
Alright, on a scale of 1 to gay, how much would you be okay with right now?
uh, end my suffering. I hate Navy with a passion.
Okay. We will start with a light crack of salt with a dash of pepper.
Okay.
Build those. Ah, yes. We all need more of these. We'll take one of those. Welcome to Extremely Gay.
Hit me.
Dang, that ship is incredibly toxic.
Oh,
Oh, you see what it's doing?
oh, it just radar is going.
Ooh, might need one of those. Maybe one of those. It's like shopping. Oh wow, he's sniping your units way the freak back there.
Mm.
Now that is incredibly rude. Oh, my bladder. She screams.
Sorry for your loss.
Dang, these are so expensive. Holy cow. They cost as much as an APHIS.
Uh,
But they're so incredibly hot. Oh my. Oh my. I need more metal. Oh my gosh. Oh. Alrighty. What is going on over there, Brendan?
Don't worry about it.
Can I send one ship? I'm coming low.
No, don't worry about it. Really, it's okay.
T2 unit detected.
Ooh, what the freak is that? Why does that look so weird? That's a mega rude. We're just gonna come take a look, okay? Oh, get him, missile, get him. Oh man, you took that metal faster than a hooker begging for money.
Eco struggles, my brother.
That metal was going. Oh, that works? Oh yes. Boats are the big expense.
Too expense.
Wow, that molests my energy and my metal. That's crazy. You know, I'm really curious to see, like, what your eco is right now.
It's utter ass. That is all I can say.
I might be blowing you out of the water, as they say in the eco. I don't know. I honestly don't know, because mine isn't amazing, but it's, you know. It is what it is. What? That is rude. That is really rude. Oh.
Nah.
I have to see the boats move. Ah yes, battleship.
Actual AIDS is what this is.
So, just so you know, the Navy can make naval fusion reactors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bold of you to assume I even have the capacity to do that.
It's a big yikes. Okay, what did my unit right there do to you?
It existed.
You're so gay. I was trying to reclaim it so I could get all the metal back, but it died.
Radar lost.
Yo! I will say it once. That is the big gay. I will regret that. Actions have consequences. I'll lose my voice if I keep doing that. Oh, whoa, chill. What the freak? Oh, there they are. Allow me to introduce myself. Oh, wow, those died really fast. doing? That is incredibly rude. I didn't realize that he can literally shoot across the map. I am sorry. Shall I
That is
drop it in?
okay.
Oh my
Yeah.
balls. Oh, that's not good, actually. Ship's moved.
An eye for an eye.
You literally just cut my metal conversion down. Insane. I was producing like 400 metal a second.
Enemy commander
I was missing
destroyed.
40.
You see what you destroyed? All
Battle
the critters?
ended.
Those were all
No.
energy converters on my side, in the water and on land.
Oh.
It was like a domino effect. You hit one and the whole thing just went off.
Jeez.
Dang, dude, my energy
How the
producer
heck did you
went.
get your commander up there? Oh, I see.
I just clicked 10 to go up there, and he just kind of did it. My energy produced looks like a boner. Oh gosh. I'm about to watch the sweatiest game. I just joined a 1v1. I'm spectating, and they're both insane OSs.
Oh, hey, I want to see this. I'm going to go race them.
Yeah, he's from Taiwan, like 55 OS. 48. What in the nuts? I'm going to learn. Dog Pro Randy doesn't even
Battle
care. He
started.
just had a random pick. And he's Cortex. His windmill placement makes me suicidal. Dog just doesn't even care. Three ticks, 2 pawns, and a con. 3 picks, pigs. What was his order? For construction. That timing is impeccable.
Those grunts came out just in time.
Yeah. I hate these windmills.
That
Man just said, let me place windmills.
oh, interesting. This guy has his location hidden.
Mm-hmm. It's probably from like... It's probably Kim Jong-un. Could you imagine?
You'd be fine. No, it's the first person from Hong Kong, I assume. That's kind of cool.
Oh, that poor pawn's about to get touched. Oh, his micro is insane. Randy's not as aggressive. But he's still good. He's picking good fights. He hasn't lost a single troop.
Somebody with the name of Pro Randy, and they better not.
It's impressive considering he has only grunts, which, I mean, they don't have too much else. I think grunts and pawns are OP though.
Oh, interesting. Grunts have more range than pawns. I did not know.
They do. If you're chasing grunts as pawns, the grunts will turn around and shoot your pawns. He's having them shoot specific ones. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Red.
What happened?
He got his con.
Uh,
He knew that he was going to have to go rebuild, so he already sent it.
here.
You see what he just did right there?
Where?
Blue. He just placed solars to block the grunt from getting through. like he didn't build them, he just placed them really fast. That was a crazy play.
Blue is high key getting touched right now. Oh.
With Rocco just shot his own unit. Did you see that?
No.
Just sniped his own dude. There's Zalaz reviving. They haven't really like made military collapse through Rocco's.
Yeah.
Couple centurions. anti-air do you need? Built the arm.
Blue is controlling him and making him his bitch.
Oh yeah. Placing the turrets on the walls are up high, so you can't get them.
Mm-hmm.
Red is panicking right now. He hasn't even gotten his metal extractors up here. Back.
Oh, what the?
Need his lab. I mean, smart, but counter. Plus it touch radius. And all it takes is a couple Janices.
Do you see his bombers going out on the outside of the map?
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't have any anti-air. It's over.
It's even bet you was about to spam that here. Oh, there they come. Anti-airs.
Yeah, there they are. Not enough, though. Yikes.
Oh, see what he did? That's crazy. He transitioned to title. His beamer is like pistering the struggler. There it goes. He's got a pretty fun arm. Oh, he transitioned between us too. He's using that one tank to bait him in. would be crazy if he took his commander and just degunned all this crap. That's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If I was going against this, I wouldn't know what to do. That's funny though, what he's doing right there. It's also getting sucked off by...
The
Alright, this is game for him. His Wolverines are incredibly punishing for his commander. Oh, that hell is so brutal for his tanks.
yeah,
He doesn't care though.
Battle ended.
Holy cow. That was a game.
it's crazy that they had almost identical units produced.
Yeah, I definitely think there's metas. Grunts are definitely meta early game. Like in an 8v8 or like a 4v4, especially in like noob lobbies, it's easier to get away with just making, random units because there's more
Mhm.
other people to pick up the slack or to abuse, you know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
when it's just you gotta like there are specific units that you have to make, and grunts are just so OP. Ever since I just started making a lot of grunts, I've just been my skill level's gone up a lot. Now obviously I don't clutch them,
Mhm.
but you know. So you said barbarians are too easy, huh?
Yeah, I like by minute marker like 8, I had tier 2 up, and I was just pumping fiends into the base, and I that was it. Like it wasn't even a challenge. I wasn't attacked at all.
You should join me.
You know, what if we didn't give them double resource? That'd be cool.
We make it a challenge.
Fantastic. There we go.
I gotta go take a big, long piss. Be back.
Bro's gonna be back in 2 seconds.
It's true.
We can empty it into the bottle next to him.
Alrighty, my fellow ketamine commander.
Love me some ketamine.
Never had it.
Battle started.
I can't wait to see a tier 3 unit walking across the water at minute marker 6.
Make some grunts. Enough grunts can tickle anyone. Also, I will try to get gunslingers and I will give you one. Or two.
Oh.
Never know how good they're
I will
gonna
send
be.
it straight into their base and watch it die.
Well, it will die if you do that.
Low power.
Holy freak, I didn't realize how expensive these were.
If we didn't see the wind at 6, that would be awesome.
No. I need the Centurion to get up there right now. Oh, one of them my vehicles. Yeah, that's right. My Centurion don't give a crap. Chase that fool down. You should make a Laz and revive these. Actually, I can. I'm gonna revive his dead units. You're gonna take this, yeah?
Hmm?
You're gonna take the Geo, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's quite the grunts. Ah, yes, nuke them.
You're overflowing metal. Did that come out of the water, or is that just chilling?
Hmm?
Did that come out of the water? was that just chilling?
That was just chilling.
Uh-oh.
Radar lost.
That looks yummy. They killed my ass. Man said, I am a feast.
That's right. I need metal. I am struggling. This freaking geothermal is taking eons. Nope, Commander, time to get out, buddy.
I'm going to too.
Nope.
Use your commander to repair your units. Help them get a little more longevity.
Yep.
It's still my gun too. If you leave it in the circle, then I just walk around with nothing units. Oh, moving units. Move them, move them, move them. This smells so hot. Run! Wait. Enjoy the T2.
Thank.
I can no longer freeze T1 dots, so be careful, I'll be losing all.
Yep.
Low power.
Run, run, run! Run! I'm bringing a skirmisher. A gunslinger.
T2 unit detected.
Fiend, 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 fiend!
Oh no. Oh no.
I zuck the metal.
You thief.
They call me Metal Zuckerberg.
Okay.
Welcome to my gunslinger. Bop, 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 bop. Double Hulu. Oh, yo, it's gonna die. That's rude. Okay, this is tremendously rude. I'm gonna have to bring a piss off parade over there.
I would like to build my eco a bit more, but you know.
That's a sumo. Might wanna try to lure him in with the gun. Yeah, I'm coming with the. Just got melee.
Mayonnaise. Alright.
Dodging all these bullets like a fool. Look at this. Oh, what the? That's not good.
That was it's Jover, my
That
brother.
is fear
We-
evolved.
We're getting touched tonight.
Martin Luther King edition.
That's crazy.
Oh, oh. No. Build a wall. Yo. I got it. I touched it. Oh, Sheldon.
Great.
No. Well, that's his arc. I get your point over there. I don't know what to make. What do I make? Hounds?
That's a fiend rush.
What are the fiends doing? I got the fiend seed. Oh, there is no map for the Reaper. Saya. I'm sorry, sir. That's good. That's so rude. That's gay.
Mammoth. Bruh.
It's not good. Those are so strong. Oh my gosh. Yo, Mammoth, chill. Oh, that's a czar. Oh. Oh. I beat Bizarre. No necesito fusion ASAP. This Sumo is single-handedly catching us with this, whatever this is. Is there two?
Aircraft spotted.
We retreat. Oh, those are arbiters.
Okay.
An allied commander has died.
That happened really fast.
Warning. Your team is down to its last commander.
That's oddly bold.
Or whatever that thing is, it is touching me inappropriately.
The mammoth.
It's ridiculous.
Watch out. What the? That's rude. Let's get up in here. Is this what it's like? No. Alright, Gunslinger, I need you to get a lot more value than you probably can do it right now. Oh, move to Commander Burnett or degundos!
This is gonna be the most epic D gun you've ever seen.
The 3 Zars. I missed one. And there's also the mammoth.
T3 unit detected.
Bruh. This is about to be an epic moment.
That commander is quite good. Oh, no, he's dead.
An allied commander has died.
Dang.
Bro, they already had aphises.
Battle ended.
Let's look at these graphs. Alright. Energy produced. That's a big sad. I can literally see where aphises come online. It looks like fingers being bent.
I disagree with that game. That hurt.
That was brutal. You know, I really tried to. We did pretty good for a while. I mean, our D guns were nuts, but
It didn't matter.
in the end, it did not matter.
It is almost 4 a.m. I have to wake up early for work.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed too. I'll catch you later.
I'll see you.
Multiple enemy infantry, southeast.
You are clear to engage.
Affirmative, we're moving southeast.
Wonder if some machines can keep.
Welcome our new coworker, Jeff.
Okay, so after I started this channel, a lot of you guys asked me to make a video on stock investment strategy for beginners, which I've been giving some thought. Now, the reason I gave it a lot of thought is because, number one, I was not sure how basic it'll have to be to make it understandable for everyone watching while providing some meaningful information. And number two, there's really no right or wrong strategy in stock investing. And number three, there are just too many variables and things to consider to put into a single video. So I gave it some thought and decided to make the video with the following caveats. Number one, the strategy I'm about to explain to you is the strategy which I use. Now, what I'm trying to say is that you may or may not decide to follow this strategy, as I can't really say that this is the right strategy for you. Please consider it as a playbook which you can play around with to potentially make better decisions when you're investing. Number two, I'll avoid explaining every single basics of terminologies and concepts, given they're either available in my previous videos or can be easily understood by searching it yourself. Number three, I don't do short-term trading, so please assume that my entire strategy is based on holding your investment for at least 3 months, up to a few years until you reach a satisfiable return. Now, for the people who are viewing my video for the first time, I suggest you either watch my other videos or watch this video very carefully to fully understand the logic behind it. After all, I just want all of you to learn something from this. And also, if you fully understand the concept of this video, given Company B has some leverage, but not as much as Company C, it should be relatively okay under a high interest rate environment. And also, while price to earnings ratio is somewhat high, but it is not as high as company sees, so the impact from the WACC going higher would be relatively controlled. Okay, now let's move on to the final quadrant, which is the first quadrant. Okay, now in this quadrant, I will super aggressively invest into the market. I mean, I'll not only invest 100% of my cash, but if possible, even take on loans to invest. Basically, this is a period where the Federal Reserve is decreasing the interest rate and conducting the QE at the same time to increase its balance sheet. Also, in terms of the stock to invest, I will invest in stock D, which is recording excessive growth with no earnings. Now, as I said multiple times in my previous videos, this is the time when the companies rarely go bankrupt. So you do not need to worry about the amount of debt a company has, given they should be able to either refinance the loan or get more.
Recruited into Goldman Sachs, headhunted to Lehman Brothers, JP Morgan before retiring, traveling the world. Then you may know that he also did a BBC program, $1 Million Traders, and proceeded to form his own company. And next year he's going to travel to space, hopefully. So yeah, it's a pretty ridiculous career. I think we're going to learn a lot from this interview. So if we could just have a warm welcome and a round of applause for Anton before we start. Okay, so let's make a start. How did you get into the world of trading?
Started trading pretty young, as you mentioned in the introduction. Started when I was 16, basically. So grew up in Liverpool and was watching documentaries on television about the markets. So this was like 1994, 95. And there was a lot of documentaries on TV about Thatcher's Britain and how lots of guys in the city were making lots of money. So I was watching these documentaries thinking I could do it because I'm clever than these guys. So literally opened a trading account with a local stockbroker in the north of England. And back then it was all physical stock. So you couldn't leverage or borrow money to trade. So it was one-for-one cash trading in physical shares and really got into the IPO situations where you could buy stocks in the morning where you put in for the IPO allocation a few weeks earlier. You get the IPO allocation and without even paying for it, and then you can flip the IPO like at lunchtime if it goes up, 50, 100%, because it was all T+3 settlement. So you used to have to send a check to the stockbroker and then it'd be settled in 3 days. So you were able to flip IPOs and not actually pay for them. So really got into it that way.
Okay, and you continued trading at university?
Yeah, so at university, it was 97 to 2000. So I was pretty lucky. I caught the tech bull market, the tech boom. So flipping IPOs and trading IPOs was actually really straightforward. And university day used to be get up at 6 a.m., do an hour's research, market would open at 8, put on my positions, go to lectures, lunchtime, go in the computer room, flip them. But most of it was already done over, most of it was done over the telephone. So in my day, wasn't so long ago, this was before broadband. So everything was dial-up. And at home, it used to cost like £1 a minute to plug your internet in. So, and you used to only get quotes online. And when you pick up the telephone to trade, the quotes from the brokers would be totally different from what you see on the screen. So it was pretty slow. and spreads were really wide. So you had to trade very volatile situations and then go home in the evening, do a bit of research, and do the same again the next day.
Was it that experience that got you into Goldman Sachs?
Pretty much, yeah. The Goldman Sachs situation was, typical situation where they come around on the milk round and do presentations. So obviously, first, second year university, you go to all of these and you get to know all the companies. I'm sure here you have the same even today. The track record, which is just all of your trades that you've ever done and your performance and your risk over return. The track record, I basically told one of the traders on the desk at the presentations, the amount of money that I made at university, all the situations I was trading, and they were really interested. So I basically had a telephone interview the next day and emailed them my track record. So the telephone interview was with the head of the desk, and then I was invited down the next week to have interviews and then offered the job on the same day, basically.
Okay. Do you think that method still applies for getting students into the same, for us that want to follow in the same sort of path? Do you think that's the right way to go about getting a job, getting a trading job now?
One of the big problems with applying to investment banks, hedge funds, all financial institutions really, is a lot of the industries are in structural decline at the moment. So you're seeing investment banks culling tens of thousands of people in the Western world, hedge funds pulling back on hiring, the insurance industry pretty much the same. But the amount of applications has gone up exponentially in the last 10, 15 years. Everyone seems to have an undergraduate degree now. Everyone has a master's. So, differentiating yourself is really, really hard. Sure. In my day, the way I differentiated myself was by doing as well. And I think it still really applies. If you can show something on your resume and show something in your experience where you've actually applied real trading methodologies and used real money, you stand out in a huge way. Everybody's got an undergrad with a 2-1. Everyone's got a master's. When I used to see CVs, I used to hire a lot of people in the industry. Piles of CVs would drop on my desk from HR, and HR is really just a filtering process. They don't know what makes a good trader, but the people tick all the boxes, so the CVs end up on the desk. But there's thousands of them, and it's literally sometimes just taking them and going 2-1, masters, couple of good place institutions that you went to, nothing really interesting about this person, bin.
Sure.
I mean, that sometimes that can be the process.
Right. Okay, so you're already trading. Once you're at Goldman Sachs, how did they develop your ability?
Well, publicly, these companies are public companies, so they're always going to say that they have official training programs. It's something, public companies have to show their shareholders that they're being responsible in training the people that they hire. So you do have an official training program that you go on in New York, which is pretty much sitting in a lecture theatre like we're here now for a couple of months. But also you're given a seat on the trading floor on Wall Street. To be honest, what you learn in that situation is really about applied finance, more that you would learn in a master's, but also the culture of the firm. And you get to meet everybody and all the right people in the US office. So you don't really learn how to trade or learn about your profession in practice. That's when you come back on the desk, and really, that's where you learn.
Okay. So you spent about 4 years at Goldman's. What were your highlights?
Highlights, well, walking onto the desk in the first week, where it's all hands to the pump because it was the tech boom. So this would have been June 2000. And where they just give you, it was crazy. So they just give you a pot of money. With me, it was $10 million to start. They say, learn how to trade. This guy next to you is going to teach you what to do. Press this button to buy, press this button to sell. And because it was the tech boom, it was every day walking in with pretty much very little experience, saying, right, we're going to give you some responsibility today. you know, after a couple of weeks, you're going to IPO this company. And I'm like, okay, so I'm on the other side of the IPO now that I'm used to. And then next day doing a rights issue, raising capital for companies. Next day selling stakes in companies for large shareholders and pension funds. So yeah, I mean, the first couple of months was a real baptism of fire. You know, I thought I knew stuff. I didn't know anything until I walked onto that floor. I guess big trading situations. I mean, there's so many, but ones that, you know, really stand out, probably during the tech boom, doing all the IPOs. 2001, September the 11th, huge situation in the market. The recessionary periods of 2002, and then the takeoff of the market in 03, 04.
Okay, we'll have a little pause now and get some audience questions, if anyone's got any so far. If not, don't worry.
You've looked at both sides, you've looked at both trading and also the investment banking side.
Yeah.
It's really important for people who are trading, doing just one of those, to have experience in both. Do you think that helps you to become better at either one, or because there's a lot of people who go down one path?
Yeah, I really think so. I mean, you've really got to do it in practice with real money. If you get the experience doing that, even if you lose a little bit of money, you've got to see it as paying for the education of trading with real money. So even if you lose money and say to an investment bank or a hedge fund, this is my track record, I lost a couple of £1,000 last year trading, they will look at that favorably. So you've got no downside in doing it. So as long as you show that you've done it and you've traded for a year, and they say, well, what lessons have you learned? Well, I've learned not to do this. I've learned not to do this. The market last year was really tough. The fact that you're actually doing it means you're going to learn faster. So because you know, there's a great saying, you're not trading until you've got a position, right? Or you don't know anything about a stock until you've got a position. You know, so once you have a position in something.
So I've been playing this game quite a lot lately, and there's not that many glitter lobbies during the times I play. And so I've been playing these strategies and working on them. To get any strategy good, you've got to keep on doing it again and again and again, seeing what situations do you change it up. It's like a habit, so you don't even have to think about it after a while. Like if you watch some of the best esports players, they pretty much do the same strategies, and they all have their own play styles because it's on such high automatic, they can truly be creative with their builds. And so that's what I've done here. I'm being more of a front player. Particularly these two, I'm not adverse to going over the corner, but that's a different kettle of fish again, because you can really eco up here because of the defensive advantage you get with this circle or concave you can draw here, means you can defend this rather easily, or you can just sit your commander here. So there's a few tricks you can do, but this wide open front, right, it requires a certain sort of play style. Both these positions I like. I actually prefer this one if I'm going to be in a more high OS lobby, or if it's just really tough opposition, because obviously this one you're going to get beaten up on, the rainbow position. But in saying that, I haven't been minding the rainbow position, because if you can handle it, you can carry a lot of water for your team, and you don't even have to like really make any amazing plays. You can just trade somewhat efficiently, and your team gets really good benefit for that. And I want to explore it in this game, because we're actually going to see a very refined build. I might do more than one games, I'm not too sure yet, but this is a little bit of a longer game. So I just wanted to show this one because it's a refined build, and we carry on later into the game so you can see what it's all about. Here we go, straight up. Get away from my blurb. We get bombed. Okay, so all of our energy infrastructure, how unlucky is this, right? So this is what it means to be in Rainbow Lane. You're target number one. You're even in front of air. So air, there wouldn't be much to target anyway. Gravy Boy is low-key building some solar collectors and got a construction aircraft up and no T1 constructor. So there you go. So Gravy Boy gets away with murder, and we have to basically build these wind turbines in the middle of the map. Now, you might notice I've got a storage and I've got full energy. Like, I should be happy with this, right? Wrong. Because as soon as this comes down to like 5, we're going to run out, and then we're going to run out of these metal producing mexes. So I need to make sure we at least have a baseline set of windmills up, and there's just not that many. There's like 3 here. We've got 10 overall. This is low. So for whatever reason that we've got energy, it might also have been temporarily gifted energy from other players, just from their surplus. Attempted run by here by Colonel X-Red with the incisor, one not going to cut it. I have been noticing in any sort of lobbies, less than a great big group of incisors does tend to get shut down fairly economically well. So what I tend to do, and this is just a recent change in my playstyle, is I send out the early scout of the rover to patrol up here or wherever you're responsible for in the front, and actually keep these guys back from the front line a little bit as a rapid response force. Learned that one in the army. Because they are fast and sort of hard hitting, it's stupid to really put them on the front line when they end up just getting sniped anyway when you don't look at them. It's better to have these guys as the rapid reaction force. I can't remember if that's the correct acronym, but it's something like that, and to respond very quickly to any sort of disasters, because the amount of time this front leaks is exceptional, and people have got all sorts of timings. You know, it could be 2 minutes, it could be 5 minutes where they do make a hard push. Sometimes it can even be like with 30 ticks and that, just in that early period, and these incisors are absolutely critical for helping shut that down. And where you are, it's probably best to put them around about here, just below where your rovers are going to sight the incoming enemy. Also using a radar. I built a very early radar down here to pick up on that, on any leaks. I've forgotten to reclaim it. Also, we got our mechs blown up. I mistook this energy storage for the mechs. So that was a very successful 3-minute bombing run. Doesn't get any better than that. But we go on undeterred. So we're a little bit delayed coming to the front, so I've built back here and we can see the front line, but I'm sure that will get pushed back. So rather than us sticking out like a sore thumb, we're basically sitting back and in a more defensible position here between the two parts of the canyon. And also in the early game, it might be best for us to pressure with static defenses as much as possible. But static defenses aren't immortal. And coming back here, I'd rather a secure static defense line that's semi-impenetrable rather than this sort of porous, way too forward line. And as the game progresses, we're going to be able to reutilize all these defenses, whereas if we were up here, they would all get destroyed at some point before we inevitably have to fall back to this line anyway. Even though we're a little bit further, I'm still going to build a gauntlet anyway, because you can see the coverage is pretty massive. And it's this sort of guerrilla warfare. I wouldn't say guerrilla warfare, but it's just this attrition-based. If they come into my circle, it's enough to sort of them to venture in and take the risk, but it will add up on them. And I'm shooting at this commander, which is just hanging here. Interestingly, at the 8-minute mark, able to basically walk unhindered with the energy. That's amazing to me. Doesn't seem right, does it? Like, if I turned on my cloaking, that would go out right away. I guess mustn't have any other draws on the energy that are significant. Lasted for quite some time, did run out in the end, but that was very effective. Even though I could see them on the radar, I missed Theo so much, and in the end I had to get close to basically take out Theo. Which I think's worth it, but it is going to set me back a little bit. It's just one of those things, when something becomes so frustrating, you know, and you're committed to a certain outcome, you will tend to expend a lot more resources than perhaps wise to get it. But we've learnt our lesson, we're in full defense mode now. On the damage clicker, I'm going to pride myself on always taking and dishing out the most damage. So it's me and Red at the moment being the most active on the front line and applying pressure. Okay, around the front a little bit, we've got about 10 shell shockers here from Zubzilla. Up against a whole heap of Dragon's Teeth, which is a really interesting strat. And these cost 8 metal each, so it's not necessarily a cheap strat. You don't know what is going to be a Dragon's Claw and what's going to be a Dragon's Tooth. I guess these guys are going to slowly work their way through the base. Now, so as we're getting bullied here by Yellow now, we're bullied by a number of players, actually. And we can see a whole heap of Whistlers. But we've got Whistlers of our own to sort of push back on this rubbish. And we instantly go back and repair. Also got the Yanis to sort of punish any Whistlers that get closer. They've also got, at this time, the Gauntlet or the Cortex equivalent, the Agitator. Slightly longer range. Slightly better DPS, slightly more expensive. Or it might just be the fact it leveled up, so who knows. pretty much equivalent, and we see this second agitator coming up. Overall, pretty quiet front line. Now, these are being popularized. I don't tend to build walls because I don't really see the point of them apart from like Canyon in some niche places. But apparently a lot of high OS players in the commentary, I have been following this, reckon the walls are OP against basically this force mix here. Now, I'm not going to see it. I don't ever have problems with walls apart from in Canyon. So I'd be interested on the front line. I guess walls like this would be a bit annoying to sort of get your missiles caught up on. I have a feeling like it'd stop maybe missiles a lot, but not Yanis missiles, because they're seeking. It'd be of a limited effect against me, basically. It would be annoying trying to take down the sentries, though. I'd near feel like building Wolverines, or I should say shell shockers. Two mistakes I am fixing up here is I'm building enough energy generation. We've got this blueprint we put down earlier on in the game. Just making sure we get up to 100 wind turbines in a reasonable sort of time. I've got some baseline advanced solar collectors, and we've got our T2 wandering around and building plenty of advanced mexes. But we're not really going to try the traditional scaling method beyond this. We're going to keep on T1 scaling for quite some time, just trusting in our 14 or so T1 energy converters to bring in a touch more metal. 14 shell shockers now, so an interesting way to get the best damage, just use your shell shockers to hit walls. Taking a little while, but you know, you get there and you get the points, you get the bragging rights. Okay, so we're starting to heat up now. We've got red hitting us, created a beamer corpse, and so we're pushing forward even into this T2 artillery. Our T2 artillery is nearly up there. The reason I've gone so early, actually, I wasn't too sure whether I'd get a T2 constructor, so that did miff with my pressure a little bit. Otherwise we'd be pressuring a lot more than we did. Now I'm going to rely on these 14 or so Mausers, whatever survive this next skirmish, to basically push back. Even though it's not an ideal formation, it's good enough. And we're going to sucker punch them into our Dragon's Claws here, rather than try and retreat, because they've actually got a little bit of health behind them. So I'll let them walk into our defences. And I think we won that battle. Yeah, I didn't have 14 Mausers, that was the overall count. They had some Mausers as well. So this is what I mean about a mirroring of force mix. We've seen it before with Whistlers and Lashes, primarily being used on the front line. And now we're also seeing it straight into the high usage of the Mausers. You know, probably it's our own build, but I'm just saying, you tend to find this. I tend to find mirror matchups now when I do this build. As we get sniped, unfortunately. Oh no, that's Boltex. I say wake up. And I'm trying to get my teammates to come out and scout. They actually respond. Thunder Turd's epic name does a brilliant job of pushing forward. I think it's the first time I've ever asked a tank force to scout, and they've just gone and done it. Like, I've asked about 20 times, I'm sure of it. It's like, oh no, I'll just sit here. Take no notice of that. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I push forward as well. And we're going to see the damage just tick up like crazy. We've got 60, 50k. We've got about half the team's damage, and it just really adds up, this Mauser fire. If you can get someone else to take the blows, at least. Because let's admit it, right? Tanks, they're not going to take down a base very quickly. But they also take a little while to get killed. I mean, they're tanks, right? That's their definition. So the Mausers is the 1-2 combination. We see that with the Tsar. That's got the tank gank ability to it with that giant explosion. Takes down quite a few of my Mausers. Takes down 2 or 3. But we take the very expensive Tsar down, which is much more expensive than our 320 metal Mausers. And we're just going to continue to sort of attrit the enemy. Actually quite massive tank force. We actually might have to back off here. I bring in a Jaguar. Doesn't last very long. Jaguars are a funny one. I'm on the fence about them. They've got their place for sure, but probably not in a tank war is where we're going to find great use out of it. Another Jaguar goes down in record time. Getting a little bit too hot and heavy, so we actually do push back a little bit to our front lines, where we're nice and cozy and safe. Quite an impressive tank force. We're going to see that damage tick up now to 95k, so that's 30k damage done in a good minute and a bit. Huge fan of the Mausers. Here's an even better angle to see them at their grisly work. although we are a little bit skittish. So we're going to move over here, away from this flanking force of red, and bombard from a little bit of a safer position. The tank force from Thunder Turds, just epic, by the way. Getting pushed back like red as we identified. And we're just on fight command here, so we're just shooting whatever comes into our sights. Funny enough, when we use bulls, it's like they die so quickly. When sometimes the enemy comes in with a bull, it's like, wow, this takes a lot to take out. So we took down one bull, that's enough. Then we'll retreat. We're feeling the pain of T2 ourselves. I think we're going to be switching away from Jaguars, 2 bulls. We've got a couple of shredders up here at the moment. So we've got a good mixed force. Haven't over-invested in the static defences. Just where they're really needed. Someone's kindly built this Dragon's Teeth wall. Quite a good idea. Yeah, that's taken down red. Even a couple of them. That really added up in the end. So if you can sneak a couple around a bit of a flank and take them by surprise, even a couple of Mausers does quite a lot of damage quite quickly. Never underestimate 89 DPS. So I'd consider that all very successful. We're sitting on about 90 or so metal a second, which is pretty good for 19 minutes of being able to essentially do almost half the team's damage. And we've gotten hit back too, so this is no super efficiency. We've been trading back and forth with these guys. Thunder Turd is getting absolutely beat up here at a 27.9% damage efficiency. But that's actually doing their job. And we're up against it, guys. We're up against all these players coming across, maybe apart from Mindscape, I haven't noticed too much, but pretty much the whole front line is beating up on us. And you can see why when we've got this sort of pork over here. And I think it's allowing these guys to maybe eco up. We can see blue on 296 metal a second, of course, has also got the tech position. So is a tech with 2 positions here, which is not a bad thing for us at all. Bombarding into this line, but we're up against a Persecutor and a fairly significant line here. So I feel proud we're able to sort of agitate against this. And the Mausers, that's what they're good at. They're just long range enough. And the projectiles are fast enough just to keep on wearing. And after a while, you sort of just got to put up with it. Like, you can't sort of overreact to them all the time, because I can just bring them back. Yep, and we just see this toll being taken. Meanwhile, we're bringing back the bulls to repair. And as soon as we start getting hit, we just trundle on back. Now we see Boltex coming across and helping out with the pork. Very kind. Very busy front at the moment. At the 21-minute stage, we've built all the mechs on our front line, and now we're investing into the Citadel. That's something that players don't do nearly enough, is get that AN up in a timely manner and then sacrifice all your front line. Here we go, a bit nicer view for you guys. And unfortunately we've got the... So Zoobzilla is definitely going for a mass strategy and trying to keep them safe rather than continuing to attrit like us. But this is exactly what I want Yellow here, Mish, doing, is having this advanced vehicle plant just producing tanks like crazy. Actually, Mish is floating a lot of metal here, so we're keeping Mish very, very busy on this front line. Now we see some ambassadors, very nice. The one thing I am probably missing in this force mix so far is just a couple of ambassadors to help take down the agitators. So I've got a small attack again at the 23-minute mark. So these attacks are happening every couple of minutes. We're pushing out, and they might last for quite some time, but we're actually starting to see some starlights on the field, and so this attack has finally been one that's worked against us. Like, we've done some damage, it hasn't done nothing, but between the 20 sort of Mausers and the starlights, it's been too much for us. So we're going to sit back and lick our wounds a little bit, I believe. Getting some rover spam against us. I think we're going to see a push from blue here. So blue's got a killer economy, got the 2 spots, anti-canyon and tech, so the super greed. 2 greed spots on the map, tech has both got them, but hasn't neglected a good rush strat. We're going to see pretty good commander D-guns here. Pretty much takes out that whole group of marauders. Fortunately, there's a couple left. So they split, and that's paid out for the marauders. No noobish groupings here. We see that geothermal bomb come down, wipe out quite a few more marauders. It's no wonder you only see like a few in the end survive. Look, they're great units, they're fast, and that's what you want. You have to be very directional with your attacks. As we can see, couldn't even get these fusions to chain. So the damage has been limited in the end. I wouldn't say it's been a waste, but I wouldn't say it's not been a waste. Yeah, like no advanced energy converters or anything like that. So overall, an unsuccessful attack, I'd say. But that's okay. A lot of attacks are unsuccessful. It's simply impossible to attack and it be successful every time. It just doesn't work that way. Now we're getting bombarded quite a lot, as we can see by these. Look at this, it's just going straight through the shields at 29%. So definitely shields below a certain amount don't stop these basilisk rounds hitting us. It's putting me under immense amount of pressure. I've got this plasma artillery, which probably has killed 31 rovers, but it's been quite effective at contesting this whole area. That's down now. And we can see not much is left of it. About a quarter of the metal invested. Even that's going to go. Things are starting to heat up. My next focus is going to be getting enough of these deflectors up. I do ask for additional build power. I don't want to see this front wiped. I've had this spam been working for some time to try and get some visibility. But that's only got a short time span, so I've gone back to grunts to provide that visibility. And keep the pressure on the front line busy. This hero pulsar is getting a serving from this artillery. Fortunately, it's just dispersed enough and inaccurate enough to survive. Thunder Turd's coming to help and just getting absolutely sniped by the basilisks. Although we are prepared for it with the starlights, I'm quite happy with this massive force we're not getting pushed on too hard. So I think that early aggression has worked to sort of have the opposing team be very defensive. That psychology has come to play. No surprise, that's what usually happens. So yeah, you could look at it like, oh, I've fed a heap of metal, I've done this. No, I've instilled a psychological lid on the enemy team to basically stay there and be happy they're defending. While we're able to, you know, just build up this line, have it nice and comfy. There is quite a few starlights here I've built, about 10 or so. And we've got Jaguars to sort of help with the spam. I have about 20, I think. Yeah, so quite a few Jaguars. We've got the Pulsar. And we're getting up the shields. But also at the same time, I'm scaling a little bit. I'm being a little bit greedy on the front line. Not too greedy. Not yet. I've just reclaimed my T2 just to actually create some space here. And we're going to put down the experimental lab just before the half an hour mark. Because I want to build one unit in particular now. So these starlights, I don't plan on throwing them away cheaply. Unfortunately, some have died to that basilisk bombardment. But I don't think I'm going to throw these away cheaply, nor the Jaguars, I hope. And it's going to stop any sort of super spam coming through. This has just been a stellar defense up to this point of stopping all aggression. I'm really happy with what Simply's done here. Look at all this eco here too. End an Armageddon. Damn. Very interesting decision tree here leading up to this. Look at these gauntlets. Look, that's a creative build. Unfortunately, didn't target the canyon. That would have been easy pickings. Perhaps just went for a forward position. Old hand Magnum Tudor says scout for anti-nukes, please. So the unit I've been angling for right away is this Vanguard. And getting quite a lot of them and positioning in around the canyon. Now I'm going to take advantage of what the gauntlets are essentially trying to do. The problem with the gauntlets is, right, very effective, but look at their sort of limited reach. They're not going to be able to push back on this space, and that's where the Vanguards are going to come in very useful. And we're going to build quite a few, because I'm getting massive returns on them, And I don't need to throw them away, right? I can be very intelligent about their positioning. I don't need to, push forward with a Thor and leave this massive carcass. I don't like feeding the enemy. Particularly at this point of the game, it's got to serve a purpose. The Gauntlet's firing up, excellent attrition. But of course, the best attrition of all is a Tachyon laser to the face. Yeah, against that, what do? Nothing. I'm very happy this catapult hasn't actually come forward yet, and it's just sort of standing off from us. But in saying that, 1350 range, 950 range, it's very easy for me to snipe them with starlights. Also, it's very easy, of course, with 1400 range to snipe it with my pulsar if they so come into range. So the catapults aren't foolproof at all. And so I was deciding to keep that investment alive and just sort of bombard the spam. We also see that from the tremor here. Okay, so we've got this sort of limited breakthrough at the moment, but it's been enough to, of course, attack this ICBM launcher and take down the Econ. So naturally that's going to happen around the half an hour position. And it's annoying because we sort of can't respond. We can and just break down all these walls. So shows the true utility of them perhaps runs out by the time it's T2 or T3. This is all going to get shut down. We have so many forces in play. What the hell? This player just self-destructed and left. No, Mole Simply's there. I think they accidentally selected everything and blew it up. They were just trying to blow up these dragon's teeth. I think selected the whole base and blew it up. I've done that before with a subgroup of Titans. It hasn't been fun. Like, you get the advice, oh, blow up your Titan rather than gift them the medal. So I done that beautifully. Just at the last second, I denied them the medal. Then realised I'd blown up 2 other Titans as well. It was sort of like, oh, damn it. It's one of those clutch strategies I'm not sure that is really worth it. So a bit of an oopsie from our team. We're going to see now this new offensive, big push. But I mean, Bulls against Starlight, you might as well be throwing paper into the wind. Look at that. All the big hits. Starting to see now my 6 Vanguards come online. And also this Persecutor. Unfortunately, all these Gauntlets were self-destructed. This is the counter, right, to Vanguards, is a shield. You're going to need many, many more shields against this many Vanguards. Shields are also expensive. And to be honest with you, like what happened before, they just get shot through at a certain percentage of charge. So if you just focus down the shield, Vanguards can do it all day long. You maybe need like 5 shields in one narrow area to actually tank it. Just holding the fort beautifully. I feel like Vanguards, the name is not quite right. They look sleek. I must admit, they're sleek looking spider. Should be called like the Hunter Killer or something. They're real snipers. We're going to see that now. And it's demoralising sort of sniping too, because how do you... it's 1450 range. It's about as longer range a snipe as you're going to get from a movable unit. You can't even go and attack them because they're up on a hill. At least a great deal of the time. So this whole no man's land's really getting denied right now. I'm feeling so confident, like I'm just building a whole heap of AA static defense, because why the hell not? And we're starting to see now the damage efficiency increase much, much more. Now almost 500,000 damage, very active on the front line. But in saying that, we've got the top damage, right? But we haven't necessarily got the economy to match it. Like especially when we look at blues like 5 times as much. We're using what we have very efficiently. And finally getting an APHIS down, I've got to do it for some scaling, but I don't really have the con turrets for it. It's just getting to the place where I want to save a little bit of space in my base. I don't want to be built all up here with reactors, just in case we do get that big early T3 push against us. Otherwise it's pretty bogged down. We can see Boltec's got a very good defense, don't worry about that, but I don't know if it's really applying that much pressure. I guess just turtling up and waiting for late game T3 is Boltex's plan. Nothing wrong with that. We see a bit better economy now, it's about double. So we'll now move the vanguards up to a really offensive position, just to sort of wail on this shield properly. Some of it's starting to get through as we see the shield dim. Yeah, it's all getting through now. A demoralising bombardment. Zoob comes in with the Razorbacks, but can't really shoot at them. Can sort of snipe, but is getting sniped back in return. And we could always move the Vanguard away slightly if they became too much of a concern. The Titan's coming in to get the tachyon beam on, so we do see a concerted attack now from Zoob. We're going to fire back on this. We've taken down the shield out here, so we can work on that at a later place. The Titan's starting to affect us with the tachyon beam. So we're actually going to try and push on the enemy now. Actually, we did see a push before, I've missed it. Unfortunately, with my starlights. It must have happened when I was looking elsewhere. We pushed forward and done a fair amount of damage with the starlights. I was very happy with that. So we picked our time and it worked out okay. So what I'm doing now is producing Thors. And we've got about 10 Vanguards as our Bombardier force, and our Thor is our tank. We're bringing forward our remaining 3 Starlights to provide a little bit of tachyon support. I don't think this is a bad force mix at all. I don't think more than 10 Vanguards is very useful, but 10 is good. Having enough Thor to tank is good. Bring them back for repair. We're going to do that now. But, you know, make sure you maybe have like 50 res bots or something to repair them, or combat engineers. And then build a T2 factory again and mix in some anti-air and starlights. They're just so cheap for that tachyon at about 1200 metal. And look, they've got over 3000 health. They're not a bad unit, guys. If they were in the T3 tier, you wouldn't necessarily think that was a mistake. It's just used improperly, they can be quite disappointing. Or against, you know, obviously a whole tick spam, and quite often that's where they end up getting used though, because that's the natural counter to them. But at this stage of the game, we see them really show their true light, as it were. I'm moving forward with the Vanguards now, just trying to get them all in position now. We are moving forward. We're getting this push back with the Titans. Unfortunately, one of them is going to take down some of the Vanguards by the looks of it. Mole simply moves forward with the commander. Very nice snipe there. I sort of feel in a 1v1 the Titan has some sort of super duper advantage on the Thor. We do see a 50% increase in cost though too. Even backed up with the Vanguards, we sort of see this very uneven fight happen. Slowly the Titan's taking down the Thor. Vanguards managed to set off this chain reaction. So it's definitely a better unit. Unfortunately, we couldn't hit them with an EMP missile, which is their weak spot. So from an efficiency standpoint, it definitely pays to have this force mix of Vanguards. They only cost a bit over 3000 metal, have Starlights that cost 1200 metal, and have the occasional Thor, which probably have the cheapest hit points per metal cost in the game. Plus also they've got a very nifty EMP missile. Doesn't hurt that they take down spam very quickly as well. So an all-round unit. So there we go, that's my recommended force mix guide for Armada, being on the front line, and how I've been playing it, and it's been working out. We can see here we've got an efficient use of resources at 1.39. We also got second on destroying enemy units and defences by a small margin. Yeah, we're pretty competitive, and we can see this efficiency here, 230%. Very happy with that. Now let's look at the metal produced. We've only produced 1/3 of the metal, which might sound like a big L, but not really. So we see very effective actual damage done to the enemy team, but only on sort of 1/3 the budget. Now the reason that's actually a good thing and better than doing it with the same budget is because although I have scaled up a little bit in the end, that has only really happened just to sort of fend off the super late game. If it did come down to this massive T3 slugfest, at least we've got some sort of economy, right? To basically be able to produce a lot of Thors and man the front properly. But really, we've been able to pressure all throughout, and that's why I showed you the damage all throughout the game. We've been able to pressure constantly and sort of form the opposition team's behaviour just through our play, as well as, of course, build our static defences, build our plasma deflectors, do all that sort of ho-hum stuff, and build proper AA, an early pulsar, for example, right? So all these things, instead of just going to our eco and basically risking our whole team to scale up, which is a